Welcome back. Today, this is going to be the second episode, the solo podcast with Sahil. Now, today we will be talking about something very crucial. Yesterday I discussed about life. Today I will be talking about the life, the very content of life as we experience it on a daily basis. And the most crucial of them all, the most experiential that we know for a fact, experience it in a negative and positive both way, and that is our mind, essentially the thought and emotional aspect of it. Today I will be more focused on what is a thought, where it comes from, how it bothers us, and it is bothering us. And you may be amazed to know that thought can bother to an extent where you will finish your life. It can bother you to an extent where you will end up in a mental asylum. Thought can bother you to a level of frustration, distress, anxiety within yourself that you just think that there are two realities within your own mind, and now there is a clash between them. Now you really don't know where the hell to go. So, where all this begins, no fundamental education has ever been taught to any of the Indian people. No Indian student have ever learned where it comes from, what is a thought, simplest mind hacks as to how to keep this one properly. No thought has been paid to it. That's why so much. It's very easy to say that somebody just died. But if you analyze somebody has committed suicide in a different way, what made him do that? Except his mind. Think of another reason. Except his own mind, which is thought and emotion, what else drove him to that level where he committed suicide? Is there a level that we can think about? I have not come across any as of now. Anything which you can say, whatever will be the theme and context of it, it is essentially thought. So today we will try to see. I've opened up the laptop also, but we'll use it or not. Let's see. But what is it? We will try to good look into it because they bothers me too. It's not that I'm some kind of a Mahatma sitting here. They bothers me too, and to a level, almost to a level of OCD, you can say. So what is a thought? See, many explanations have been given about thought, but experientially, if I have to see within myself, if we have to see and look into our own self, I think Sandeep Maheshwari sir has put it very well. A word is a thought. Language is thought. Can there be any thought without language? Did you ever think about it? Can there ever be a thought without language? Just think about it. Can you think in Chinese for 10 minutes? Not even for 10 minutes. Can you think at least even for a moment? No. The very fundamental basis of a thought is language, our word, and the meaning we attach to it. Now let's dissect what is a word. Let me just Google it and tell you the definition of a word. Word etymology. Let's see.
Word, word,
So Germanic, Old English word, Dutch wood. So it comes from the Old English of the German origin, related to Dutch word into European language root verbum word. So what does that mean? So I think Cora is able to answer this. I don't know how accurate the definition is, but you can look up to it if you want. I can show you also what it is showcasing on my screen. I will just flip the camera and then we will continue. So this is what the definition states. What's the origin of the word? Cora stated that the Old English word originally meant speech, talk, utterance, sentence, statement, news report, word. It came from a Proto-Germanic "wurda", which in turn goes back to the Proto-Indo-European verb "were", meaning to speak. So essentially, what we know by the word is that it's an utterance. Now it's very important. You just focus on the word utterance. What utterance means also. It's something magical. Came to my mind. Let's see. Utterance. Utterance of something. What does that mean? Utterance. Now just see the meaning of this particular word utterance. To express your ideas and feeling in spoken words. Now, let's forget this definition. Utterance means to utter, to to say something. But if you see a word, what is it? A sound. If you dissect the word even further, it is a sound. Now, we can say that it is a sound. So, essentially, you are making use of a sound. From that sound, we are constructing something, a language. And how a sound becomes a language? By uttering certain type of sound, but that is not the main part of it. The main part of it could be or is the meaning that we attach to that, the very meaning that we attach and share commonly. If I have one meaning and you have another one, then it cannot be called language, because you and I will not understand what we are speaking, what we're trying to converse. So a commonly accepted meaning of a language, a word, of a sound, a commonly accepted meaning of a sound is called language. A word, broadly a language, on a very minute level, we can call it a word. So, very beginning of thought begins with language, with word, with sound, and essentially with the meaning that we attach to it. But the meaning and the language are interrelated. Without meaning, because even to give meaning, you require the language. So actually it's little complex, but we need to understand that the very words that we speak are the thoughts that we think. The very words that we speak are the thoughts that we think. This has to be properly understood. Rather than trying to kill our thoughts, they are just nothing except what we think. But it's very difficult to get rid of them because we don't apply this method to them and we don't perpetually apply it. Perpetual appliance is very important. Applying something on a regular basis till it becomes a practice and you get rid of the old pattern. So essentially what tortures man is his own made up language. You will never see a dog suffering. He may be in pain. Suffering will be there, but very limited. Very limited. Pain is definitely there in everybody's life. Suffering is more in a human being's life than in an animal, because we have the brain, we have the intelligence, And the problem with the intelligence is that it's wide open. It has no barriers to it. It's like this in the sky. It is there. It has no upper cap. It has no lower cap to it. It's just vulnerable. And the worst or the best thing is we don't know how it holds itself, where it all begins, how it even happened. Because I can say that I've learned a language, I've seen certain things, attached certain meanings, and then either I got traumatized with it or I became excited. But how come all these things take place in my own being? How come the thoughts were geared in a negative or in a positive way? Was it my making? Was it the making of the circumstances in which I was around? What it was? What it was actually? And you will be surprised to know we don't know. A lot of us don't even know, including myself. I also have to think about it post this video. So, what bothers us is the thought. And what is a thought? A word commonly accepted as language used to convey certain things. But that very language, due to the complexity and intelligence of humans, have given so much to us, but also taken a lot from us as well. So, this is the basic understanding of what a thought is, what it is, what it actually holds for all of us. Now, what is the way out? Rather than thinking a way out of it, because just thinking a way out is not going to help. Initially, it might help. Those people who are initially lost in their thought, they can recover within months or two. But those who are lost for a long time and very complex, in a situation of very complexity, what they should be doing? Genuinely, I've been also lost. So, what we can do? We have repeated certain thoughts for a certain length of time and we accepted them as truth. That's the fundamental mistake we have made about anything, no matter how much of a sensible thought it is, where it is coming from a thought of a theist to a thought of an atheist. It is a thought, and is a thought a knowing? We don't know, because in certain cases it is. We know word because we attached a certain meaning to word, and we think it is knowing, which it is, but on another level it is not. Like the word thirst creates an image in our mind of a thirsty person, what it means to be thirsty, but it is not actually what it feels to be thirsty. Imagination, sound, and actual thirst is different. So, in one context, it's real, in other context, it is not. Now, when this refinement of understanding take place, we could do something about it in the future. We can think of doing certain things in the future. Things may just open, or they may not. But let's see. So, focus your attention not in getting rid of the thought. To summarize this whole 15 minutes of session, this is not some Gyani Baba session. It's a messiah session, common session, not coming from me only. A lot of intelligent people on the internet have discussed this thing. For centuries, people have talked about it. Nothing new, but little bit experience. That's what makes it authentic. Authenticity does not lie in where it is coming from. A religious book, a spiritual person. Authenticity lies in does what they have dictated or stated or written in a book aligns with your experience when you are in search. So let's see, refine the understanding, refine the very understanding of an understanding of your own thought. Then we can see what could be our next course of action. To at least not going beyond this thought, it's kind of a spiritual thing, but at least managing it, internalizing, keeping it in a balanced way, where neither we suffer and nor the other people around us suffer. So let's see what can be done. Thank you so much.